Hello YouTube, Powerpup97 here with another My Little Pony episode review. Today I'm going to be reviewing Baby Cakes. As you can probably tell, I am not looking forward to reviewing this episode. This was requested by twotonedearly, and I probably should have known she'd request this episode. The thing is, she has kind of a baby fetish, and I'm not too big a fan of it. I think it's kind of creepy. Of course, that's not the only problem I have with this episode, so let's dive right into it. My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, Season 2, Episode 12, Baby Cakes. Not to be confused with Cupcakes, that infamous fanfiction, which I will never review. So anyway, enough chit-chat. Let's get this over with. So, this episode is about Mr. and Mrs. Cake, who just had 2 new babies. The episode begins with the main 6 in a hospital anticipating the twins. They have a boy named Pound Cake and a girl named Pumpkin Cake. Now, Pinkie Pie is overly excited about these new babies. It turns out that Pound Cake is a Pegasus and Pumpkin Cake is a unicorn. And the ponies find this confusing since Mr. and Mrs. Cake are both Earth ponies. Had a little burp there. Mr. Cake explains that both he and his wife had relatives from like a century ago who were a Pegasus and a unicorn. Now, I'd make a mini rant about how that could logically be possible, but then I might sound a little bit like a racist, and I don't want to start any unnecessary flame wars. Just playing it safe. However, one question I will ask, how can Mr. Cake hear the ponies from behind the glass? That doesn't make any sense. So, now we cut back to Sugar Cube Corner about a month later, and we see Pinkie Pie having the time of her life playing with the baby cakes, while Mr. and Mrs. Cake take care of them. Of course, Pinkie doesn't realize that the many needs that the babies need, you know, because she's Pinkie Pie. Now, the cakes need to go to a catering event and have to find a full sitter for the babies. Pinkie really wants to do it, but the cakes go out and see if any of the other main ponies are available. Are they deliberately ignoring Pinkie? Do they really think she's that bad? Well, of course, all the other main ponies are busy, so they end up picking Pinkie Pie. By the way, this is the last time we will see any of the main 6 in this episode. Thus begins the day in the limelight. One thing that might cause a lot of controversy is when Pinkie Pie says that Responsible is her middle name. Didn't she say in the Cutie Mark Chronicles that her middle name was Diane? Well, why should I question? After all, she is Pinkie Pie. Of course, as soon as the cakes leave, Pinkie realizes taking care of babies isn't as fun and easy as she thought it would be. She tries to make them laugh by doing a stand-up act? Really, Pinkie? For babies? And she can also play the drums and be in 2 places at once? Now this brings up something that would cause a lot of questions to arise in another episode, which I might get to sometime soon. Another thing Pinkie doesn't realize is that babies can't eat solid foods at their age yet. So in this montage of events, Pinkie finds some ways to make the babies happy, but other times just can't get them to stop crying. Typical for babysitting, by the way. Then, in the middle of the episode, Twilight stops by to help Pinkie, because she was done with what she was doing. So now maybe we'll have more ponies active in this episode, and Pinkie will finally get the help she needs, right? Well, actually, no. Pinkie just says, "No, I don't need your help, Twilight. Get out!" And then we go back to a day in the limelight with Pinkie. Facepalm. Pinkie tries to prove she can be responsible with the babies and seems to put them to bed, but then they mysteriously disappear and pop up all over the house. So this suddenly turns into a horror flick? It turns out that Pound Cake is able to fly and Pumpkin Cake is able to use her magic. Now, how is that scientifically possible? They're at an age where they are barely conscious, yet if you take a look at how Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle can't fly or use magic very well, or heck, Twilight and Fluttershy could hardly do those when they were fillies. Also, not only can Pound Cake fly, but she can fly while she's carrying Pinkie Pie? Were the writers of this episode ever considering the laws of physics or the laws of nature? Towards the end of the episode, the babies also showed that they seem to have the brains and hearts of a pony who is Pinky's age. Okay, that's where I draw the line. The writers of this episode just didn't care. And the episode ends with Mr. and Mrs. Cake returning and asking Pinky to be their permanent full sitter for the baby cakes. Pinky declines, but then instantly changes her mind. I don't know if I would have done that. So, final verdict. This was without a doubt one of my least favorite episodes of the series. It's a day in the limelight episode, the logic makes no sense, and watching it always makes me want to pull hair out of my head. I think having an entire episode focused on Pinkie Pie and no pony else is kind of an overkill. Pinkie Pie's character is kind of similar to Cadpig from 101 Dalmatians. She may be a mega fan favorite, but because of her personality, one could only take her in small doses, so she deserves to have the least amount of central focus episodes. As for the baby cakes, I'm sure we'll see them appear again in future episodes. As a matter of fact, I think they already have, but only in the background. Alright, well, I hope you all enjoyed this review. The next episode I'm going to be reviewing is Magic Duel. Until next time, Powerpup 97 away.